Welcome to I Beg to Differ. This is where we review movies and TV shows. And my name's Katrina, and these are my other two sisters, Candace and Monica. And so, Candace, go ahead and kick off the podcast.
Okay. So today we'll be talking about Survival of the Thickest. It's a new show on Netflix. And we're going to just be discussing episodes 1 and 2 today. And then we'll follow up with, we're going to do 2 episodes of the show each podcast. So we're introduced in this episode 1 to Mavis. She's the main character. She's an assistant stylist. And then we also meet her boyfriend, Jock, who's a photographer. And so
Aw.
they're on a shoot and she's helping out this lead stylist who's kind of being shady towards her. And she ends up doing really good on the shoot. And so then Jock helps kind of put her on to potentially get her first lead styling job. So just kind of, I guess, in this initial like scene, like what were your thoughts about like Mavis and
Oh
Jock?
my God, she was killing it. I actually liked her. I really
Yeah.
like her. I really like her. Like, she knew what she was
Yeah, me
doing.
too.
And they was like sitting there doubting her, and she knew what she was doing. Like, she was making photo shoot. Like, she
Yeah.
was she was giving me life. Like, she was giving it all to me.
What do you think, Monica?
Yeah, she was doing good. I think in the initial scene, at first I didn't think he was gonna be her boyfriend. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he might have just been somebody that was just working with her. So
Yeah.
then it was kind of like, oh, okay, that's her boyfriend.
Right.
So
Mm.
yeah, but I think Mavis, I like her a lot for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
Mhm.
liked her too. I felt like she had like just enough comedy. You know, like some of these like
Mhm.
comedic shows like this, it'd be a little over the top, but it's like just enough.
Yup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then she was basically telling him in that scene, like, oh, I'm gonna be coming home a little late because I'm gonna go out with Khalil for drinks and stuff. And but then she ends up having to come home early to use the restroom uh, because the other stylist had her out all day. And so she walks on by and I'm like, I see some people kind of in the background like I know she
Yeah,
saw
me
that.
too.
And then she peek out the bathroom and she
Yeah.
see Jock sleeping with another woman in their bed. What
Yeah,
was
and it
like
was the
your
same woman that was at the shoot.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
What?
it was the
I
woman that
didn't
was at the
notice
No.
shoot.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the woman that I think was at the shoot,
Wow.
that had like the curly long hair
No.
with the
I didn't even
sideburns.
realize.
It
I
was
gotta
like
go
the
No.
back and
Kiki
look at
curly.
it. I didn't
Yeah, it
even
was
notice
her.
that.
Yeah.
Dang. I thought it was just like some random.
What?
No, she was at the shoot.
Oh,
Dang.
he a dog. Oh, he a
He's
dog.
Now
He is
I'm
a
like pretty much
awful.
dog.
99% sure that lady was at the shoot. Because
That
when
is
I looked at her, I was
awful.
like, oh shoot, that's the lady that was at the shoot.
That's awful. Oh my gosh.
Uh-uh.
That made me look at it completely
Oh,
different.
no.
And
Mm-mm.
so then she
Yeah.
get ready. She getting at him, and then the lady like, don't talk to him like that. And then she just start beating up the lady too.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that scene, it
oh.
had me cracking up. Just the fact how she ran to the bathroom and didn't
Mm-hmm.
notice them.
And then she just
That's
like
what
peep.
really made me laugh.
And then he had nerve to peek at her too. It was some Mavis. It's like you should have been
Yeah,
hiding. Try that like no, you didn't see
Mm-hmm.
what you thought you saw.
exactly.
Mm-mm.
It was
That
hilarious.
was crazy. So then after that, well, we meet kind of Khalil. She was on the phone with Khalil when she was coming in and caught
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yeah.
But then we finally like meet him and he comes to help move her out. And he basically like, we packing up everything. He's like, we taking
Mm-hmm.
anything in here that's of
Yeah.
value.
Yep.
When he took the Fendi
That's
jacket,
my
I was
kind of
like, what?
friend.
He
Ooh.
was
That's
like,
my
where his
kind of
Fendi
friend.
jacket at? She's like, oh no.
Yup.
She was like, oh no, that's Jock stuff. He's like, girl, we taking
No.
everything in here that's of value. He's like, where do you
Yup.
keep his cameras at?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
So
gosh.
then as they pack his stuff up, she kind of has like a moment, I guess, of self doubt and stuff. And she's like, she feels like he's viewed as the hot photographer because she's plus size. She feels like people think she should just be lucky to be with him and stuff. So Khalil is a good friend in that moment. He's kind of like reassuring her not to think like that. And like she brings a lot more to the table. Like she was holding it down for him. She was working 2 jobs until he became like who he is. Even though he comes from money, like until he became this big photographer, like she had been holding it down for him. What y'all
Mm-hmm.
think of
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, that was really good. Like
What a
I
dog.
thought that like for sure I feel like sometimes even like me being plus size, you
Mhm.
sometimes can have like self-doubt moments when you may be dating somebody that's smaller
Mhm.
or attractive that you feel like, or certain status. So yeah, I could
Yeah.
definitely relate a little bit to that in the past before.
Mhm.
He's a dog. He's a
Yeah, he
dog.
is. He
Like,
is.
Yeah,
Like
he
you
I
is.
didn't
sat there
realize
and
that.
you didn't even go to the other female apartment. You went into the bedroom where you
Yeah.
and Mavis be doing stuff. Like, that's just
Yeah.
nasty. Like, I
Yeah,
just
it's so
can't.
disrespectful.
I really can't.
It
It's
To
almost
all the
makes you
men
disrespectful.
out there,
wonder,
if you
like,
gonna do the cheating, leave it alone.
and it
Just
almost
leave it.
makes you wonder, did the lady even know that they were like a full thing, Because she was at the photo
Right.
shoot, so did she even really know,
You
like, that
heard what
they
she
lived
said? She
together?
said, "You ready, babe?" That's what she said. She said, "You ready, babe?"
Oh, wow.
Hmm. Yeah. Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
So then, as they getting ready to leave with all the stuff, we got Jock walks in the door and he's basically like, "Can we talk? Can we talk?" And
Mm-mm.
so Khalil's
Mm-mm.
like, "What you need from me?" She's like, "You can go on out. I got this." And he's swearing up and down it only happened one time. I don't believe him. That was not the
No,
first time it happened. He was way too
no.
comfortable. That was not the
Yep.
first time that happened.
That was
Because if it was the
definitely not
first
the first
time, he
one.
wouldn't have did it at their house.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
and then he's like, "We supposed to get married and have kids." It's like he trying to like tempt her with all these things that he knows she wants, like she
Mm-mm.
desires. And I ain't think that was cool. It's real
Yeah,
manipulative in my opinion.
it was.
Trina, what's funny?
Good. They got this man on here. Realistically, the black woman gonna beat the heck out of both of them. One, two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, first it's gonna be the woman, and then they'll go for the man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, but still. So
It
then
was just funny.
they having to move everything in a subway because they in New York, they ain't got no cars. So she got like 3 or 4 hats on her head. They try to move all this
Yep.
stuff on the subway. And so she done had to find a roommate, like some random person she don't know,
ASAP.
and she moving to
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn. And he like clear like you ain't even met this girl. She's like, well, I FaceTimed her. She seemed all right. She didn't even ask for my credit score, so that's all that's important.
Mm-mm.
And so then now Khalil done seen some woman he done slept with and ghosted, and he's like, we gotta go, we gotta get off the train. I'm like, she
Mm-hmm.
like, you too old
Yeah.
for us to still be running from women you done slept with.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was
I'm
funny.
like, this man Khalil out of pocket. So then we finally meet Mavis's new roommate, Jade, and she was just weird. Like, I don't know, I would have been like, I couldn't have stayed with her. I might have just like left some of my stuff there. I would have spent the night at Khalil's house or something for like a night or two to rethink this whole thing. What y'all think about
Yeah,
Jade?
the cat kind of threw me off because I'm not a cat person.
And the
But
olive oil. Remember, he was like, I just touched this chair and it's oil all on my hands. He's like, I don't
oh
think
yeah,
you
and
got a
then the
Jerry
oil.
curl.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
Oh my
lot of
gosh.
oil. And
Oh
I don't
my
even
gosh.
know where she been putting this oil. Like, she said, I put it
Exactly.
all over my body. It
Right.
helps, and I don't need to know
She's
all
like,
that
she pat all in the couch and stuff. I'm
on the
like,
chair. I'm like, this.
this is
I
too
No,
don't.
much.
no.
And she just seemed like
Mm-mm.
overly energetic. Like, you know me, you know my personality.
She
That,
seemed like a crazy one.
mm-mm.
She's crazy.
Yeah, for
She did.
sure.
So then So then I guess Mavis had to get out of the apartment with her. So she done went to the club. And look, I guess she was at the club by herself. So then she sees this guy Camden at the club. And I guess they were saying like days at the agency. So I guess maybe they like worked at an agency together a couple years ago or something. So he's giving her all these compliments on compliments. And then they end up getting drunk together. And then she takes him home from the club. And they
Yes.
kissing and stuff. Then all of a sudden she gets sick and she gotta throw up. And she running and she
Yes.
throw up in the bathtub.
That was so nasty. That scene, I was like, that is so
It's
nasty. Lord.
And then she tried to wash it down the tub, but the olive oil all on the handle. So she can't turn the water on at first.
Oh Lord, that
Then after
scene
this,
was
she was like, all right, let
hilarious.
me wash my mouth out. Yeah, it was funny.
Mm.
Because it was funny when they kissed at the club, too. She was like, I'm single. Like, I
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
seen you
that
in
part
so
cracked
long.
me
And they just
up.
started throwing them drinks back.
Yes. When she started twerking, I was cracking
Yeah,
up.
like after she got the call and then she got on the wall and started twerking.
Yeah.
When she got the
Mm-mm-mm.
call that she was still gonna get the meeting about being the lead
Yeah.
stylist.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
That had
gosh,
me cracking
Mavis.
up.
And so then she was so
Mm.
embarrassed though. Like after she threw up, she like washed her face and washed like her mouth out and stuff. She's like, this is me single. I'm a mess and stuff. And Cam like, I don't care. Cam still want to sleep with her.
Yep.
He
Yep.
was like, what did he
He was
say?
He
Let
down.
didn't
me
even
be
care.
your titty assistant or something.
Yeah.
Then he was like, let me be your
Yeah,
TA,
yeah.
your titty assistant.
That guy was hilarious.
I
Oh,
was
man.
like, damn, what the hell?
I don't know what
So
he was
then,
doing.
so then they end up sleeping together. And then she dream about Jock still. So she's saying something about Jockey. When she rolled over, then she rolled over and saw his face. And she was like, uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
It was like regret. It was like the morning regret.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She was like, what did I just do? And then the cat was in the bed with them. I was like, that would have been my
Yes.
final straw. Like,
Yeah.
you have no boundaries. No
Mm-mm.
boundaries.
Mm-mm.
And so then Jay basically being real judgy about her anymore. And then the way he was putting that furniture together, I'm like, that furniture gonna fall apart. He was just going like up and
Uh-huh.
down with that Allen wrench. Like, are you
Mm-hmm.
even
Yes.
screwing it in?
Mm-mm.
So then basically Mavis just tells Cam like this ain't gonna work out. And
Yeah.
then Cam like, oh, that's cool. It's like usually I just get ghosted, so at least you told me.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm like, Mavis, what you got into? So then Khalil comes
Yeah.
over. He's like, I was gonna take you. Was it to breakfast or lunch? One of them. They were gonna go eat before her meeting with Sydney about
I think it
being the
was
lead stylist.
breakfast.
Yeah, on the feature, the Lizzo with the big girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so Khalil judging her for sleeping with Cam because she told him. But she's like, I can't take the meeting. I can't take the meeting or whatever, not hungover. And he's like, how many times you done went to work hungover? How many times you got a chance to be a lead stylist? He's like, you ain't finna turn this down. So she ends up
Exactly.
going. And in her meeting, Sydney seemed to like all of her ideas. But then she finds out that Jock is supposed to be the photographer on the feature. And she's like, I
Mm-mm.
don't know if Jock needs to shoot it. You know? And she's like, I don't know if me and Jock need to work together. And then Sydney's like, well, Jock said that he would only shoot it if you were the lead stylist on it. And she was like, oh, we ain't finna do this. Like, he ain't finna take credit for this. So basically, she's basically saying, is me
Mm-hmm.
or Jock? But she like, I ain't even gonna say it because I know what your answer gonna be. She's like, but
That
just to
is him.
confirm, like, that's your
Yep.
answer,
Mm.
right? And she's like,
Yep.
yeah, it is. So then Jock tried to stop her and he's like, no, don't mess up this opportunity because it is like, think about your career and stuff. And rightfully so, she's like, no, because clearly he wants to like do this as some grand gesture or something. Like he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
try to take credit for this to try to win her back. And I don't think it's right. And I'm kind of with Mavis on that. What y'all think?
Yeah, I'm with her with
Yeah.
that one too. Yeah, for
Or would you
sure.
have like maybe considered taking the opportunity,
I would have took it.
or would it have tainted it for you? So you don't
I
agree,
would have took
Trina.
it. Yeah,
It
I
wouldn't
would
have
have took
tainted
it.
it for you.
No, it wouldn't say to me because you know what? That's my money back. Like, what you finna do? Like, I need my money. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I could put feelings aside. I may not like you. I may not want to deal with you, but I'm finna get my bag.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think I could because like the way Mavis acting over that man, I don't think I could. I would have just had to like wait around for the next opportunity like she decided to do.
Nah, I gotta get my bag. Like you
Trina.
ain't finna take me from my blessing. You are not finna take me from my blessing that God gave me.
I hear you. So baby is basically like, no, I ain't taking this from you. And she walks off or whatever. And so then we come in episode 2 and she getting something for the convenience store. And it seemed like the little like cashier was flirting with her a little bit or whatever. He gave her stuff for free because I guess her card got declined or something.
It
Yeah, I
did.
think
And
it
so
did.
then we meet Marley, who is Mavis's friend, and that's
Yeah.
Tasha Smith. And so I already knew this character was gonna be funny. So she came to see her place and she was judging her for the show. She was like, "You want me to show
Yeah.
you around?" She was like, "No, I
No.
can see it all from here."
She said, "Did you just sell me $500?" She was like, "Yeah, if you need more, let me know."
Yeah, yeah.
But she was like, "But you know what I don't see here is a cheating ass boyfriend."
Exactly.
I was
So
like,
yes,
"Yeah."
and the fact that she kind of
She's like, "So
reassured
you
him like
already
it's
doing better."
cool. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then they start working on Mavis's new vision board and stuff. And then we find out that Mavis still has notifications on for Jock's Instagram posts. Like, what did y'all think about that? Like, have
Mm.
y'all ever been there with the ex? Like, you still check in their social media and stuff?
I mean, in her
Don't
situation,
lie.
probably so. Just because like it happened so abruptly, and I
Yeah.
think she did want to know like what he still had going on that coincided with her life. You know, like stuff that they
Right.
used to do. I
Right.
think
Like,
that's why she was like so upset about the next part, which you probably finna
mm-hmm.
talk about. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I did. I used to look at the dang Instagram and the social media. I want to see who you got next. How do
Right.
they compare to me? I want to know. I gotta know. Like,
I hear
did
you.
you go to somebody who looked worse than me, or did you
Yeah.
upgrade? Did you downgrade or upgrade? I need to know.
Yeah. I've been there. But then eventually, like when you ready, like you just like unfollow,
yeah,
unfriend, block, delete, then you be good to go. Like that's what she need to do. She need to just unfollow, unfriend, be done. But she's still in that phase a little bit. And so then she does
Hmm.
see that he is still doing like a party that they planned together. Was it like a monthly thing or like
yeah, like a
I
monthly
can't
party,
remember.
wasn't it? Like
Mm.
a
Like for one of his brands, like a champagne brand or something he had.
yeah, yeah. It was some kind of monthly party, but I think it centered around like food and getting together and stuff or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like it's clear that she is
That's what
like
it's centered on.
driving like a lot of his brands and his businesses and stuff. And so I think she feels a type of way that he's still like going forward with some of that stuff that like she put together that she planned.
Yeah,
Um go ahead.
no, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think too, like, I don't think he was real genuine because if you notice, like, we don't see where he reached out, like, just constantly. Like, most guys, when they mess up and they really, really want you back, they gonna be blowing your
Mhm.
phone up, like, going crazy. We don't really see that from
Yeah.
him. So I just can't wait to see, like, later on in the season, will we hear from him again and see, like, what was his deal, like, the whole deal.
Right, cuz it's like she only hear from when they like happen to cross
Business.
paths, you
Yeah, like,
know?
happen to cross paths through business. Hold on, we lost Trina.
Exactly. Yeah.
She should be coming back.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, she should be coming back in a second. So we'll just keep going forward with the next scene. So Mavis has been kind of going out in Brooklyn, I guess, finding spots. So she takes Khalil to one of her new favorite spots. It's I guess is would you call it like a drag lounge? Because I don't know if it's like a
Yeah, yeah, like a
club or
drag lounge, maybe. Yeah,
yeah. So she's like, I know you don't like this spot. So then one of the drag queens there, she says, oh, I got a styling client that I can hook you up with. And so the gig ends up being with Natasha Carina, who's a supermodel
yeah.
from the 90s that wants to stay relevant. So, and she's played by Garcelle. What's her last name?
Is it Bouvier? Bouvier's
I
or
don't know how
something?
to pronounce it, but
Yeah, me either.
Fancy from Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, she meets her and basically it seemed like she wants to be relevant still and stuff. Like, because when she told this, I guess he's the assistant. She's like, "Oh yeah, she's my favorite supermodel from the '90s," and he said, "Not the '90s, today." To
Yep,
make it clear, she
exactly.
like she don't want to be talked about like she old. So then
Yep.
we see Khalil teaching an art class, and then he meets a woman that's taking his class, and he ends up taking her home and sleeping with her. So Khalil is on his F boy energy
Yep.
still.
Exactly.
Um, and then Mavis, she's helping Natasha get styled for an event. She says she but Natasha is like she don't want to be honest about her measurements and her sizes. She's
Yeah.
like, "What size are you?" And she's like, "4." And Mavis like, "Girl, you ain't a size 4." So then Natasha, she's
Exactly.
worried about like her size, and she's saying she wants to wear a corset under her outfit. And Mavis says she wants to dress women and help them love their bodies. And she says if she dresses Natasha, there will be no corset. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh Lord. And then Natasha just like walked off. So I'm like, oh Lord, she didn't get this job. But then she ended up getting the job. So what do you think about that interaction and kind of like Mavis, like her thoughts on like dress, styling, like women of all body types and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I think for sure. I feel like because of her body type, with her being plus size, I think she wants other women to be confident within their self because at the end of the day, you can tell Mavis is like confident in herself. I
Mm-hmm.
think him cheating on her kind of threw her off. And so I think maybe when she met
Mm-hmm.
Natasha, like she could see that low confidence she had and kind of wanted
Mm-hmm.
to pull that out of her, pull her out of that rather. So I think that's
Yeah.
kind of where that scene kind of
Right.
played in for me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was just kind of just like helping her like see where like she was like heading, you know what I mean? Like Natasha was like,
Hmm.
and then we kind of see that later on in the episode. It's like, I don't want to be like Natasha. I need to
Yeah,
get my shit together because I'm not trying to be
yeah,
like her.
because she held
So
on to that
then
for so
we get
long.
another, yeah, like, and we didn't get to that like for
Yeah,
very long,
yeah,
very petty too. So then, um, so the woman Khalil brought home, they wake up. She basically like, I don't want this to be anything serious. Like, I can already see what energy you got going on over here. Like, you don't even have a couch that I could sit on. But she's like, that's cool
yeah.
because I'm okay with us just having fun. Like, I'm not really looking for anything serious or whatever. And you could tell he was like taken aback because he's used to being like the one that like doesn't want
Cut it
anything
off.
more. So
Yeah,
I think that kind of like turned him on. Like, you know what I mean? That made him want her more. Like, men, they want what they can't have
yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I think for sure. I think she kind of made him rethink it. And I think too, we can kind of tell with her being his student that she might have been a little younger
Mm-hmm.
than him. So I think he was more like, hold up, like you trying to cut me off. Like, he kind of had
Yeah.
a moment, like, do I still got it? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? But then also
Exactly.
I think it helped to kind of make him realize, like, hold on, like you need to get it together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. So then like Mavis is getting like dresses and stuff for Natasha, and she ends up running into that lead stylist from the first episode, Trent. And so he ended up getting the job for the Lizzo feature. And basically he just telling Mavis about it to rub it in her face. And she's like, well, I got a job styling Natasha Karina, but don't say nothing because I signed an NDA.
Yeah, that was hilarious because she thought about it after she said it. I was cracking
Cause she's like she
up.
just wanted to one up him because he like did something to her. And
Yeah.
she
And then
like,
she thought
oh,
about
but
it
you can't
like,
tell
oh,
nobody.
shoot. Yeah.
So then Khalil, he started looking for a couch. This woman really got in his head. So he looking for a couch. And so he done FaceTime Mavis like, what you think about these couches and stuff? And she like, am I about to meet my new like sister? Cause you looking for a couch and stuff. So he's just asking Mavis for help for how to get a couch and stuff. And so you could tell like
Yeah.
that woman really like she got in his
She
head.
really
She wasn't
did
even
something to
trying to,
him.
cause she really
Yep.
seemed like she not looking for nothing serious. But he
No,
like,
she's not for sure. I think
So,
he meant a him.
mm-hmm.
When somebody pull a you on you, and you be
Yeah.
like, "What? How you gonna pull a
Mm-hmm.
you on me?"
Right. Exactly. So then Mavis and Khalil and Marley, they're all hanging out. And what she call it, like a ham pain or something? Or something. I don't
Um.
know. Wasn't that when she had the little ham things and
Oh
stuff?
yes,
And they
the
was
little
like, "We don't want
platter.
this."
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I'm like, what is this?
Remember, I think it was
So
supposed to
then,
be like reminiscing from their the party that she would have with Jock. Remember? I think Trina's knocked
yeah,
off again.
yeah, I see her on here, but her video look like it's frozen. So she had came back in. She said her internet had went out. So she said keep going, and then she'll jump back in.
Okay.
So then, they're all talking, and basically Marley is like she that Mavis needs to just get over Jock and celebrate her new job because this is a big deal. She like, you your own boss now, you your own CEO. Like, you need to be celebrating this and believe in yourself and stuff. And then Mavis like, what is this TED talk? Okay. So then they all
Yeah.
agree like she need to move on
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And so then they're like, all right, now we don't want this little ham stuff. Like, we need to just order some pizza. But what do you think
Exactly.
about like Marley just as a friend to Mavis there? Like, I felt like that was something Mavis really needed because I felt like she was like losing her confidence a little bit and stuff,
Yeah.
and like in this new journey, you know what I mean? And like
Hmm.
everything's on her because it looked like obviously they said she held Jock down, but it looked like in their current situation, Jock was handling a lot of like stuff financially.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like he had got to the level where he was handling like a lot of financial stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and she was more. I mean, she was doing her own thing too, but he was definitely,
Yeah.
I think, more of the breadwinner, like making more
Right.
money.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm sure for her, it's kind of like different. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
everything rides on her and the decisions she makes going forward because she doesn't have that other person to like pick up, some
Yeah.
of the finances and stuff. So I think for her, it was just a very quick change because it wasn't like how sometimes like you have breakups and it's coming, like you can tell like it
Hmm.
ain't the same, y'all trying to work it out but it ain't really working out, but this was just so
Yep.
abrupt, like she had no idea this man was cheating on her, she just happened to walk
Uh-uh.
in on it, so it was just like a big change very quickly.
Yeah. And it was like she got the heck on. She didn't stay. She was
Mm-mm.
like, "Deuces, I'm out of here."
Exactly. So
So
then after that, Mavis goes to meet Natasha with the dresses that she got together for her, and initially Natasha just says no. Like she don't want to see
yeah.
no dresses. She just says no. But then Mavis like, you gonna put this green dress and so
Yeah.
she goes to put it on, and Mavis trying to zip it up, and Natasha's like, oh, freaking out, like, no, no, I need to put on the corset. I need to put on the corset. Mavis like, no, no, just let me pull the zipper up. And she's like, I just need
Yeah.
to zip it up. And then once she zips it up, Natasha's like, oh, this is the one. Like, I like the dress. It was a pretty dress too. It was like a green, like sparkly dress, like
Yeah.
glittery dress. It was really pretty. So then they show up to the event. They're in like the sprinter, I guess. I don't know. They're like in like a sprinter van or something.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to go in, and maybe it's like, oh dang, what kind of event is this? Like this one of the rich people events and stuff. And they get in
Yeah.
there, and then we realize it's Natasha's ex-husband's funeral.
Funeral.
So what did you think about that?
Oh, I was cracking up. At first, I didn't really know like what Natasha was about to do. Like,
Right.
even though it was, so I was just like, oh my gosh, what is she about to do at this funeral? When she said
Mm-hmm.
pull the camera out, I was like, what? And record
Right.
me?
That's what I'm saying. She's like, I need you to take pictures and record me when I get close to the casket. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
happening here? So and then
Yeah.
Mavis like, I'm not gonna do this. And then Natasha gives like to so she this their first little like speech to Mavis. She's like, like she wasn't confident and all this other stuff. And like basically reels Mavis into like, okay, I'll take the little pictures and stuff. So she treating the like aisle at the funeral like a catwalk.
Yes,
And
like a
she
catwalk.
she just walking
Yes.
down the aisle. So then she
I was
gets up
tripping
there
out.
in her speech, I was just like, oh my gosh. She's talking about like how she got with him and she thought he just wanted, she was like, he said something about, I can do a lot with those legs or something.
Yeah, and
And
she
she
was
thought
like,
he
I
wanted the
was okay
legs
with
on
it.
his shoulders. And I was
Yeah.
okay with that. But come to find out, he wanted to make me a model. But then he left me for her and points out his widow. And I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
I was
Natasha.
tripping out. I was like,
And then she was like saying something about like pharaohs and how you supposed to leave. What did she say? Like their most treasures or something. Then they take with them to the afterlife in their casket. And then she asked Mavis for her purse. And then in her purse, what was it? A strap on that
yeah, a
she threw
strap
in the
on.
casket with him. I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh, Natasha.
Yeah, it was, oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
believe she
I
took
was
it that
like,
far.
what? It made you wonder, like, what were they doing in the bedroom together? Woo!
That's what I'm saying. So then they cut from the funeral after that. And then Khalil, he's back at class. He's talking to the woman that he slept with. And he's like, oh, just so you know, I'm a proud owner of a new couch. And she was
Yup.
like, oh, okay. She's like, I wasn't looking for anything serious though. Like, I just want to have fun. And he tried to play it off like, no, no, I was just saying it. And then he tried to tell somebody else, I got a new couch. He
Yeah,
tried to
yeah,
play it off, but this one really done got in his head. Cause she was like, I don't mind you being like an F boy. She was like, I don't want anything serious, so that's fine. Like, you didn't have to get a new
yeah.
couch for me. And he tried to play it off like he didn't get the couch for her.
Yeah, it was very much funny. I think he was kind of a little shocked then also for her to say
Hmm.
she didn't want nothing serious. I think that really shocked him. So that's gonna be
Yeah. And it's like
interesting.
she already told him that. Like, she told him that
Yeah,
the first time. And then he's like, it's like he thought, oh, if I buy this couch, she gonna change her mind. Then what? Then you gonna ghost her like the other women? Like, what's the
exactly.
game we
I think it
playing
was
here,
an ego
Khalil?
thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it worked out.
Exactly, exactly. And so then we get back to the funeral, and so Natasha's in like the van, her and Mavis, and I guess that's her assistant, and she basically admits like the resentment she had for her ex-husband had consumed her. Like she was so busy like being angry at him and stuff that he left her and moved on and found happiness that she didn't get a chance to find her own happiness. And
Yeah.
so Peppermint, the drag queen that put Mavis on with Natasha, she comes and she's like, "Oh, she apparently she got the whole thing on live, and she like, we got 10,000 people watching."
Yes.
And then they just start a hashtag talking about Mavis killed.
Yeah.
So what do you think? First of all, I guess what do you think of like Natasha finally like realizing like she wasted all those years like being angry at him and stuff?
Yeah, I feel like for Natasha, I almost feel like even though she realized she wasted all those years, you could almost feel like a weight
Hmm.
was lifted off of her or something. Like maybe she came to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
realization, but it was almost like Mavis kind of helped her. I don't know. It was really
Hmm.
strange and it was kind of hard to read into, but I definitely feel like you could tell a weight was kind of lifted off of her too, though. After that funeral scene,
Yeah.
in the end, yeah,
Yeah. And it's like I think it was kind of clear to her too, like seeing the ex-wife, well, not ex-wife, I guess the widow there and stuff too. It's kind of like he moved on. Like, why did I hold on to all this time?
yeah,
Like, I should have just moved on too.
exactly.
And then what do you think about like the Instagram live? I guess they were on Instagram live. I'm just assuming it was Instagram live.
Yeah.
And then like maybe it's like being scared about the hashtag and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it was funny. That part was
Yeah.
hilarious.
And then, like,
But I
what
was
was
looking at the
Peppermint
comments that was
doing
like
there
popping up, and
anyway?
everybody was saying good stuff. So I was like, she shouldn't even be mad or worried, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
So then we get the final scene is Mavis, Khalil, and Marley. They're at like that drag bar again. And so Mavis is basically like, I realize I don't want to end up like Natasha. I
yeah,
don't want to end up resenting Jock for the rest of my life. I'm ready to move on. And I think like that her and Natasha, I feel like they're able to learn a lot from each other's experiences. Like, what did you think about that?
yeah, yeah. I think so for sure. Because I think we saw that her friend, what's her friend name again? I'm sorry.
Which one, Khalil or Marley?
The girl, the girl, the
Marley.
girl,
Yeah.
Marley. Yeah, we
Mar-
saw that Marley said earlier that she had went through a divorce. And
mhm.
so I think they did kind of learn a lot about each other. It seemed like they ran in a circle together with they two men. I kind of picked up when she said that
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, that's
When
what it
she was
sounded
like,
like.
"Will you check? Can you check?" And she was like, "I'm not checking my ex husband's social media or whatever she said." Remember? So you could kind of tell. I think they
Yeah,
all
yeah,
kind of
yeah. It did
ran in a
sound like,
circle together.
cause yeah, it almost sounded like Marley met Mavis through her ex husband, cause she was like, "You the
Yeah,
only thing I kept from that relationship." So it
yeah,
sounded like
yeah.
maybe the men were friends, and that's how they got close.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, yeah, I think like I'm glad I'm kind of glad she met Natasha because it helped kind of like snap her out of it. Like, this is how you finna end up if you don't move on.
If you don't move on and go on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like a lot of
So
the
I
compliments she was
technically have seen.
getting. What you say now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
go.
go
What you
ahead. No,
say?
you go ahead.
Oh no, no. I was just saying a
Oh
lot of
no,
the
it's because I was
compliments
finna get ready to
too.
wrap it up.
Oh, okay. So yeah, a lot of the compliments that Mavis was getting throughout the show from
Mm-hmm.
that guy that she met at the bar and slept with, then the guy at the store, I think it's just should be reassuring to
Mm-hmm.
her, like, you're beautiful. Like other people see it just because he didn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like other people definitely see it. So I think for sure.
Yeah, and I
I
think
can't wait to
that's an
see.
issue like even just all women have. I think like when you get cheated on or like you find out like you the other woman or something. You know what I mean? You have like these things like you're like, well, what is wrong with me? Like you think it's you, but usually it's the man. Well, I mean, anybody that
Mhm.
cheat is the man. Like it ain't something wrong with you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's like I think her like all these guys are into her like it shows her like it's not you, like you are not the problem, and regardless even if other
mhm.
men weren't into her, she was
Yeah,
never the problem. When a man cheats, he cheats because that's what he wants to do. Like that doesn't mean
exactly.
there's anything wrong with you. So but I feel like all these men like showing her some attention and stuff that kind of gives her that reassurance like I'm pretty, like I'm
Yeah.
attractive.
I think so for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have not
So
went any
I
further.
technically
hmm
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I technically have seen the whole series, so I'm not gonna give any predictions because before you
Okay.
decided to cover it, I had already watched it. So I'll
Okay.
let you give your predictions for what you think is gonna happen in the next set of episodes.
So the third episode, I watched about 1 minute of it earlier today, and I cut it off. So I don't know what I guess what I predict is for her to date a little bit. I do predict her to date some maybe this
hmm
season. I do predict her to probably figure out her career stuff. I'm hoping she gets her own place.
hmm
I am because
hmm
I like Jade, but
I'm
Jade
hoping to.
place is not hidden right now. So I don't know. I guess and then Khalil, I don't know. I done had some friends that remind me of Khalil that are now out the closet. So
Oh,
I don't know. Khalil, I'm a
cause
little wondering if
cause
he
with
gonna kind
Khalil
of test the
too,
water.
he was kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just because you said that, it seemed like he was kind of flirting with that drag queen too. Remember when he's
Yeah.
like,
And I
"Ain't nothing
think
small
I
about this
kind
carrot"
of
or something?
yeah, I kind of pick him up as maybe being bisexual. So I want to see where that kind of goes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I got so many gay friends, so it's not a thing for me. But I just
Yeah.
want to see where it goes because I feel like it's something there. I feel like I definitely think he's attracted to
Mm-hmm.
both sexes. I would love to see Marley. Right? Am I saying it right? Marley.
Yep. Marley.
Okay, I want to see
Yeah.
Marley actually date maybe too. Yeah, I think I do. I want to see
Yeah.
more of Marley's behind the scenes because we've seen Khalil, we've seen Mavis. I want to see more of her outside of her just at that office and with Mavis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are gonna see some more of her. I will tell you that. I'm not gonna give you specifics, but I feel like we don't see as much of her as Khalil. Like we get a little more into Khalil, but that's all I'll say. I
Okay.
ain't gonna give you no specifics. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But all right,
But
so
yeah.
that's this episode. Katrina wasn't able to jump back on. She was having some Wi-Fi issues, but we'll have her on the next podcast.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap this one up. We'll try to get the next podcast up, I guess, in about a week or so. We'll try to post these once a week. So my name is Candace. You can follow me on Instagram at simply Candace. Monica, you wanna tell people where they can find you
Yep.
and like all your businesses and stuff.
Yeah, so my name is Monica. You can follow me at Monica Rose Lifestyle on Instagram, or you can follow my page, Brands with Faith. I have another business too, but I'm not even gonna try to spell that out for y'all. So just do at Monica Rose Lifestyle or at Brands with Faith, and if you go on there, it'll link. If you go on Monica Rose Lifestyle, it'll link you to everything else. So
Yeah, sounds good. So we will talk to you guys next week. And we have this podcast posted on Spotify, Apple Music, I think Prime Music, and then also if you want to see the
okay,
video of the podcast, that's also posted on YouTube if you guys want to check that out. So
okay. See, I
we
didn't
will
even
talk to you
know
guys next
that.
time. Bye.
Yeah, talk to y'all later. Bye.